Shalom. First and very foremost, giving all praise, honor, glory, and worship unto the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, YAHAWAH, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash, for giving me the spirit to do this lesson. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to a member of the Lord's elect, which the elect consists of the elect of the nation of Israel, which today in these times will be known as your so-called Negroes, Latinos, Seminole, and Native American Indians of Negroid and Indian descent. According to the seed of the Father, you are the biblical Israelites that were prophesied to go into slavery via slave ships and to be delivered from America, Babylon the Great. All right. Which America in the scriptures, like I said, is mystery, Babylon the Great. And the elect will be delivered from this place, man, because this place is going to be turned into a lake of fire. And that is the indignation of the Lord, what the Bible calls the day of the Lord. The lake of fire in the book of Revelations is actually a thermonuclear destruction that's going to implode America. The title of this lesson, as you can see, man, shall there be evil in a city and Yahweh have not done it? And I had another title. The other title was pretty much, there's nobody up there with Yahweh Shemel Shah. There's nobody up there telling the Lord what to do and what not to do. The Lord does what he wants. Matter of fact, we can start with that one. I got a few precepts lined up. I'm going to start with this Psalms 115 and verse 3. It says, but our power is in the heavens, right? Let's start up a little bit. Let's start at the top of the chapter. Psalms 115 verse 1. It says, not unto us, O Yahweh, not unto us, but unto thy name give glory for thy mercy and for thy truth's sake. Right. And the reason why I want to do this lesson, and I got kind of fired up to do this lesson because I was watching, rescue footage of the earthquake, which the death toll right now is passing 19,000. I did a lesson when the earthquake first hit, and I said that I remember the death toll was around 1,000, 2,300, I think. And I said that I expected to rise between 5 to 10,000. Well, the Lord have exceeded my expectations. Why? Because the counsel is not of me. This is not my will. You know what I mean? This is not the will of man. So the Lord have exceeded all expectations, and the death toll is now 19,000. And like I said, I was watching rescue videos, and they ended up rescuing a family and like a young baby and a child. And every time the rescuers, these Turkish heathen, or these Syrians, every time they would pull somebody from the rubble, they would scream, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. But Allahu Akbar ain't up there with Yahweh Shemel Shah. There is no Allahu Akbar, which the word Allah means power. The word Allah means God. If I go to this over here in the Hebrew, let me do this. Let's go to Psalms 115, and let's go to the word God. Okay, so this is the word God. It's Allah-ha-yum, Allah-ha-yum, which means God's plural. Allah mean God, Allah-ha-yum mean gods. You see, it says plural of H433. Let's go to H433, since this is the plural of H433. Let's go to the singular form of this word, which it should say Allah. If it loads. It's looking like it doesn't want to load. Strong H433. Allah, Allah, you see? Allah, which is power or God. You see, God, deity, God. Power, which the word God just means power. So that's why sometimes when brothers read the scriptures, we'll replace the word God with power, okay? Because there are many gods, but there's only one true power, and that's our power. So like I said, the rescuers, they would take somebody up from the rubble, and then they would all celebrate, and they would all scream, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. But Allah didn't save that individual. Allah didn't spare that person. Yahweh Shemel Shah spared that person. There's no power in Allahu Akbar. Why Allahu Akbar didn't stop the earthquake from happening? Because There's nobody up there telling Yahweh Shemel Shah what to do. Yahweh Shemel Shah does what he wants to do. You know, and these heathen, they don't give glory unto our power. So that's why Psalms 115, it says, not unto us, O Yahweh, not unto us, but unto thy name give glory. Not to Allah Akbar, to Yahweh Shemel Shah, man. And I was meditating on, I was thinking about in the kingdom, like if there was some type of accident where a person's home or structure collapsed and somebody got rescued from it in the kingdom, everybody's going to praise Yahweh Shemel Shah. Ain't nobody going to say Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Let me get a precept. Because in the kingdom of heaven, everybody's going to use one name. Zechariah chapter 14. Let me see. Is it Zechariah 14? Zechariah 14 verse 9. It says, and Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah shall be king over all the earth. When is that? That's when the Lord established the kingdom of heaven on the planet earth under the righteous rulership of the Israelites, starting with Yahweh Shah, which is the Messiah, King David, and the elect. It says, and Lord Yahweh shall be king over all the earth. In that day there shall be one Yahweh, and his name one. You see? So his name is going to be one, and people are going to give glory unto his name, not to any other names. These people rescuing people from the rubble, and they're giving praise to another God. And that's exactly why they digging through the rubble right now, because they've been praising false gods. So keep digging through the rubble. Psalms 115 verse 1, it says, but unto thy name give glory for thy mercy and for thy truth's sake. Wherefore should the heathen say, where is now their God? But our God is in heaven, in the heavens. Right, because the heathen, they have gods that they can see. See, they worship the things that they can see, the sun, the moon, the stars. It tells you about that in Wisdom of Solomon, 13th chapter. And so they look at Israel as, well, where's your God? Our God is in the heavens. We don't have to see him to know that his power is real, because he works in the earth. That's why you digging through 19,000 bodies right now. It says Psalms 115 verse 3, it says, but our God is in the heavens. He have done whatsoever he pleased. Their idols are silver and gold, the works of men's hands. They have mouths, but they speak not. They have eyes have they, but they see not. They have ears, but they hear not. Noses have they, but they smell not. They have hands, but they handle not. Feet have they, but they walk not. Neither speak through their throat. These are idols. They are dead. They don't exist. Allah Akbar don't exist, man. The only Allah, which the word Allah once again means power or God, the only God or power is Yahweh Shemel Shah, and he have done whatsoever he pleased. So shall there be evil in the city, and Yahweh have not done it? The Lord is responsible for this. And the Lord is demanding fear. That's why the Lord brings these judgments in earth. Number one, for justice sake, because the Lord is a righteous power, and he will give every man according to his work shall be. Number two, because the Lord requires fear. You're not going to keep the commandments of the Lord unless you fear the Lord. Man would not be compelled to keep the ways of the Lord unless the Lord brought these judgments. And the reason why we know is because men are not compelled to keep the ways, because the Lord have not been bringing as many judgments. We're not judging people according to the law of Moses in this world. So men are more inclined to do evil. Amos 3 and 6, it says, shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in a city, and Yahweh have not done it? So shall there be any evil in any city, and the Lord, who the world ignorantly calls God and Jesus Christ, they have not done it? That's a rhetorical question. The Lord is speaking sarcastically. Anytime there's evil in a city, anytime there's good in a city, guess what? Yahweh Shemel Shai did it. And the funny thing is, we're blowing the trumpet. We're giving the warning. But the people are not afraid. They don't fear. Amos 3 and 6 says, shall a trumpet be blown in the city, We're blowing a trumpet in the city. We're telling you World War III is coming, famine, pestilences, earthquakes in diverse places. We're telling you that more death is coming. We're telling you that more deception and deceit is coming. That judgments is coming to the planet Earth. But the people are not afraid. The majority of people are not afraid. They don't watch these videos with fear. They don't watch these videos with sincerity to try to grow closer to the Lord. They don't take notes. They're not highlighting, you know. This is entertainment. They're not afraid. So when the evil is brought into that city, guess what? The Lord did it because you didn't take warning. You didn't take heed to the trumpet. Amos 3:6, shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city, and Yahawah have not done it? Surely the Lord power will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. So the Lord, before he brings this evil into that city, he's not going to do it until he reveals that secret of what he's bringing unto his servants, the prophets. And see, that's why the prophets take that secret and they blow the trumpet and they give that warning, because we're really giving secrets out on the highways and we're really giving secrets out on the housetops. But the people are not going to accept and take those secrets and utilize them and value them as the secrets that they are, which is the secrets from the Heavenly Father. So there's nobody up there giving counsel to the Lord Yahweh Shemiah Shai, man. You know, the Lord do what he want to do. I'm going to get two more. I'm going to close out. This is Isaiah 40, verse 13. It says, who have directed the spirit of Yahweh, or being his counselor have taught him? Nobody. It says, with whom took he counsel, and whom instructed him, and taught him in the part of judgment, and taught him knowledge, and showed him to the way of understanding? Nobody. The answer is nobody. Verse 15 says, behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket, and are counted as the small dust of the balance. Behold, he taketh up the isles as a very little thing. Lebanon is not sufficient to burn, nor the beast thereof sufficient for a burnt offering. All nations before him are as nothing, and they are counted to him less than nothing, and vanity. So the Lord, these nations are nothing to the Lord. Okay? And so when the Lord judges these nations, don't stand up and say, well, why would the Lord do this judgment? And who told the Lord, who instructed the Lord to do that? Why would the Lord do that? These nations are nothing to him. They are like a drop of a bucket. They are counted less than nothing. Excuse me. These nations are less than nothing to the Lord. I'm going to read it again, because somebody going to say that don't mean that. Isaiah 40, verse 17, all nations before him are as nothing, and they are counted to him less than nothing. Why are they counted to him less than nothing? Because they are nothing to him. They're just extras in the movie. They're not his people. They're nothing, but to the Lord, they're less than nothing, because he's not dealing with them. It says they are counted to him less than nothing and vanity. To whom then will ye liken the Most High? Or what likeness will ye compare unto him? There is no likeness, and that's why all the idols that the heathen worship is getting them destroyed. It's getting them destroyed right now. Romans 9. Matter of fact, let's go to this article. It says 3 days after the devastating quake, the death toll in Turkey and Syria passed 19,000. Turkey's parliament approved the state of emergency that President Recep Erdogan had proposed for 10 provinces. The United Nations on Thursday sent its first aid convoy into opposition-controlled Syria since a powerful earthquake hit the region 3 days ago. A natural disaster that killed over 19,000 people and left hundreds of thousands homeless across Syria and neighboring Turkey. So now you're going to have a homelessness and refugee crisis. Now you're going to have a logistical crisis, because as it says here, it says, yet truck shortages, blocked roads, and other logistical hurdles are impeding efforts by the 100,000 plus rescue personnel working in Turkey. So you see how quickly the Lord can send a country into chaos, into disarray, you know, completely disrupt the supply chain even further, completely disrupt, you know, the roads and logistics. the aid that's coming in and going out. Like I said, you're going to have a refugee crisis, a homelessness crisis. It's a trickle down effect. I saw one article that said that the locals in Turkey thought that it was Judgment Day. Well, you're coming close. You're coming very close to it. It says equivalent to the population of a small American city, trying to unearth victims, bury the dead, and provide aid to desperate survivors. Sub-freezing temperatures and widespread shortages of two essential utilities, heating and electricity, will not make their work any easier. So you got people that's trapped in rubble in freezing temperatures, broken reels, broken bones, freezing to death, starving to death, under concrete rubble, man. The Lord is to be feared. Shall there be evil in the city and Yahawah have not done it? No. In Turkey, many survivors are still work without heat and electricity along a 200-mile swath of mountain terrain. And that's pretty much it. I'm going to close with this. This is Romans chapter 9 and verse 14. What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with God? God forbid. For he saith to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of the Most High that showeth mercy. For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. Therefore have he mercy on whom he hath mercy, and whom he will, he hardeneth. Thou wilt say then unto me, why dost thou yet find fault? Who have resisted his will? Because there are people on the earth that have a problem with what the Lord, what they call God, does on the earth. They have a problem with how God judges in the earth. They have a problem that babies die. They have a problem that, grandma got cancer. They have a problem with, I never knew my mom. Why would God do that to me? They have a problem. These people really have a problem with the Most High. Why would the Lord not accept gays? These people really have a fucking problem with the Lord, man. They really don't like the Lord. So that's why verse 19, it says, thou wilt say then unto me, why doth he yet find fault? You have people on the earth that find fault in the ways of the Lord. How you going to find fault in the ways of the Lord? His ways are equal. Your ways are unequal, as it says in the book of Ezekiel. So how you going to blame him? It says, for who have resisted his will? Nay, but, O man, who art thou that repliest against God? Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus? Have not the potter power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor? So, who are you to reply against the Most High? Who are you to have a rebuttal? Who are you to reply against the Lord? How can the thing that was formed say to the one that formed it, why did you make me this way? Why did you perform these certain judgments? Why are you doing this in the earth? It's out of order. Just fear the Lord and get out the way, or you're going to get that judgment. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 12, verse 12. It says, for who shall say, what hast thou done? Or who shall withstand thy judgment? Or who shall accuse thee for the nations that perish, whom thou hast made? Exactly. The Lord is killing these nations, and the Lord created these nations. He can do that. If I create a pot, or if I create an origami, I'll fold this paper into an origami flower, and I decide one day, you know what, I'm tired of looking at this origami flower. I'm going to just go ahead and give it to my son. I'm going to let him destroy it. I'm going to give it to my 1-year-old son, and I know he's going to rip it apart and destroy it. I'm going to let him play with it. I can do that because I created it. Same way Yahawah created the heavens, the earth, the universe, and everything seen and unseen, including these people that's on the earth. Well, the Lord could bring judgment on them and he could destroy them because he made them. And who are you to question that? Wisdom of Solomon 12, verse 12, it says, for who shall say, what hast thou done? Or who shall withstand thy judgment? Or who shall accuse thee for the nations that perish, whom thou hast made? Or who shall come to stand against thee to be revenged of the unrighteous men? Right. So you gonna take revenge against the Lord for killing some wicked motherfuckers? because nobody ever dies innocent. Job chapter 4, verse 7, remember, I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off? Even as I have seen, they that plow iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same. So there's nobody that was righteous that got killed. So how can you even have any animosity or try to stand against the Lord? Verse 13 says, for neither is there any God but thou, that carest for all, to whom thou mightest shew that thy mercy is not unright. Neither shall king or tyrant be able to set his face against thee, for any whom thou hast punished. The Lord does what he wants. The Lord does what he wants, and the Lord is justified in his doings. Lord, will us edify, giving all praise, honor, and glory to YAHAWAH, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachach, the Wadi Habashim Yoshef. Give me spirit through this lesson. Kwame Yasharala, Shalom, Abba, Baba.